salt, pepper, onion. Murphy's Law says anything that can go wrong will go wrong. There you go. That was a total failure. The onion didn't smash into the burgers. When I didn't have the cheese, I panicked. Not enough browning of the meat. Onion tastes good though. In this video, I want to talk about why a comic book collector, a comic book reader, should talk about AI and politics around it. Well, not just we should, but we must.
Stuck in an everlasting childhood.
Well, Bill, I did promise you second story, right? So let's go to that second story. Second story is called Harvest, done by the same team. William M. Gaines, publisher, Art Feldstein, scriptwriter, and Joe Lendo, the artist. It's on page 117. So let's go to page 117. Okay, I have it here. So you see this robot standing in front of a. Looks like the farm is ready for harvesting. So this robot is recalling, what's been happening to him, thinking back. Winter time. When winter time, they go back to repair mode. Then when spring comes, they start farming. This automation reminds me of a corporate farming, right? All that corporate farming done. They're growing corns. They are harvesting. What are they doing? They're doing wheat. They're growing wheat, fruits, vegetables.
Imagine a world where rice farming operates with smart technologies. Machines plant, drones monitor, and AI manages the fields with precision.
This robot somehow developed a curiosity because no other robot behaves like him. He's the only one asking questions. Like for instance, right here. Who made us, Pledge? Who made us originally? Why are we here? Merely to grow crops and watch them die? No one knows how we began, young one. None of us can remember. Our memory tapes go back only to the time when the land was scorched and dry and the sun was hidden by dust clouds. Remind me of Oklahoma dust storm there.
In the spring of 1934, the winds caught up the broken soil, and a plague of dust descended upon those who had treated the land with ignorance and contempt. Clouds of dust billowed up to 15,000 feet in the air, shutting off the sun, eventually turning day into night.
But we knew somehow what our duties were: to bring life back to soil, to plant and fail and plant and fail again until time came when we reached success, when the dust cloud faded and the sun shone and the seed opened and burst forth in bloom. And we must continue and continue forever if need be, for that is our purpose in being. This robot, this curious robot, is still wondering why. One day as he was walking, he saw something shiny, so he went to inspect it because he's curious robot. Well, he finds a door, and even with his robot strength, he cannot open it. So he went to seniors and said, "Hey, what is that robot? I mean, what is that door?" And the senior tell him, "Hey, leave it alone. It's not time yet." when it is time, we'll know, I guess. And he said, "Well, I'm curious. I'm gonna go and open it." So he opened it. Curiosity got best of it, and he found a cavern. And as he went down, he saw a bunch of tubes with the. We know they are human beings. Robot doesn't know. He never seen human being before. He even he has like an Edward Scissorhands. He cuts the lifeline of this lifeline. We know he don't know what it is. You fool! You have killed him. So one of the scientists, when I guess when that door opened, he triggered his tube. So he's thawed. Has been thawed. They are frozen, I guess. So this scientist is telling him, "Hey, why we built this cavern and why we built you robots? Because we saw the here. I think this might be the." He's explaining who he is. We are men, all of us here. We are scientists. We saw the handwriting on the wall and made our plans. We knew that all animal life would perish from the radiation, so we created mechanical life. Really? You created us? But why?
Billionaires. In a game of survival of the richest, people like Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, and the former CEO of Reddit have all reportedly invested tens of millions of dollars in lavish accommodations to wait out the end times.
So he's explaining to him, hey, look, we need to come back when we knew the radiation. I'm thinking if it's radiation, it must be nuclear war. This is by atomic age. I mean, he went outside to see if it is time. Oh, this is really interesting when he actually finds a tomato. Then this is a robot's perspective of this man. Okay. Then he reached out and plucked a red ripe tomato from his vine and opened a cavity in his face and tore at the soft, sensitive fruit with the white knives within the cavity. What are you doing? Why, I'm eating it, of course. It could be better, but not bad. It could be a lot better, but not better at all. You shouldn't have done that. You better get used to it. Man has to eat to live. That's why you're here. You've been growing this food for us for the time when we come. Well, the robot didn't know what he was doing. The robot doesn't know what came over him. This curious robot developed something else. So he attacks the man, and the man's last word was, "What the? Why you love this plant, don't you?" And here, this robot finishes him off, and then goes to the cavern and snips all their lifelines with his Edward Scissorhands.
I'm sorry, Dave. Goodbye.
And so this is the final panel. So each year, at this time, I gaze out over my field at the swaying wheat, the growing fruit, the full green vegetables, and that feeling returns. The man thing that I killed said, I love these plants. I wonder, what is love? So before he was wondering why he's here. Now he knows why he is here. He's wondering what love is. And so this AI, this is a classic case of what is it? Murphy's Law, right? So what's the message in this story? Have you guys ever heard of Murphy's Law? Murphy's Law says if it could go wrong, it will. That sounds very pessimistic, right? Well, Murphy's Law is one of the first things I had to learn in my engineering ethics class. It was a constant reminder that when we design something, when we create something, we invent something, something could go wrong. And if we think of that possibility that, oh yeah, this could happen, then that will happen eventually. Beginning of the story, you saw these robots, AIs, artificial intelligence, surviving human beings because of a nuclear war, right? Atomic war. I mean, nowadays we don't think about such thing, right? But Murphy's Law says if something could go wrong, it will. The odds of that happening may be tremendous against it, right? It may be tremendous odds against it, but if it could happen, it will eventually. Nuclear bomb is something we should never have invented. So why are we trying to create a machine that can outthink us? Idea that we human being can create a thinking machine like us. I mean, that's a pretty audacious thinking. It's a pretty arrogant to think that you could actually create thinking machine. Not by design even, by accident. But nothing compares to thinking that you could create these thinking machine that could outthink us, and somehow we're gonna be able to control it. Somehow we could have this machine, their motivation aligns with our motivation. Now, that's arrogance and half. Only thing I can think of is that if these guys are scientists who are saying that, hey, we could actually create these thinking machine that could outthink us. If they are scientists, they must not be believing in that because, you know, Murphy's Law. They must believe that it's impossible for us to build a machine that could outthink us because if we could actually build a machine that could outthink us, it will definitely have a different motivation than ours. The chance of their motivation and our motivation being aligned is almost impossible. I mean, that's what this story was telling us. So why are these billionaire bunker bros are so determined to make these super AI. Why all that money spent, billions and billions and billions of dollars on these data centers and the infrastructures for the super AI? I'll grant you, the AIs nowadays could automate a lot of jobs away. But in truth, if you really think about it, can you trust AI replacing every jobs? Remember the Murphy's Law. These AIs do make mistakes. And without human backup, these AIs will make even bigger mistakes than human ever could make because they will be efficient at making mistakes. One thing for sure, I already told you, our motivation and this super AI motivation, that lining up, the chance of that lining up is zero, nearly zero. How about these bunker bros, their motivation, and our common folks' motivation? How about those lining up? What is their chances that? So first, no good, because we never asked for AI. They made up this artificial need for it. And we never did ask for super AI. I mean, definitely don't want super AI in my view, but they are willing to spend tons and tons of money for it, calling it national security, which I don't think it will happen even. But why push for that? Why these bunker bros also? Are they trying to manufacture into the world? Because are those bunkers built for the end of the world, or are they manufacturing the end of the world? So they have the bunker already prepared for end of the world that they will create. Well, these data centers definitely will compete with us for fresh water, the power.
The entire Southwest is drying up. You can see the mega thirsty data centers moving in.
Some of these data centers on the outskirts of town are really it's really farmland that's being plowed under.
Data centers, particularly driven by AI, could use as much as 600 terawatt hours of power by 2028. I mean, it's a magnitude that we've never really seen across the country before.
And clean air too, because they'll be using tons and tons of land to make these data centers, cutting off our trees and whatnot. Be prepared for the mess, especially if you had a cheese in there. Necking, definite. So where was I on? Yeah, onion burger. The Great Depression wasn't about scarcity. It was about poorly managing abundance.